Okay, so Tom Taylor wrote this book. I'm pretty hard on Tom Taylor because I think he's a weird dude. Definitely has some very questionable storylines in his books. X-Men Red, for sure. Man, if you didn't read X-Men Red, I don't know if I still have those videos up because I had to get rid of a lot of them. But he's told some of the worst stories I've ever read. One, so literally in the book, the one of the characters, I don't know what happened to her, but her power is she can feel the internet or something. She can basically read the internet all the time. And there was a bunch of sentinels that were making people hate muties. They were hating muties all day long because of the sentinel. And the character, she her powers were, so she used her powers to stop the sentinels. And how she did it was she used all of the hate from from online toxicity to stop the sentinels. Okay, sorry. If you didn't read it, you wouldn't understand. But if you want a good laugh, try to find that X-Men Red Run, at least towards the end, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's really stupid. Tom Taylor's been kind of hit or miss with this. The dude is obsessed with being Mr. Super Progressor Man all over his books, and it gets in the way of his storytelling. So just like how he was fighting online toxic stuff in his mind anyway, what's toxic in his X-Men book. In this one, there's kind of some leanings that he's going to go towards a certain way. It's only issue 8. I'm waiting for him to go full-blown Tom Taylor. I'm sure it's coming. Now, half of this issue is pretty good. He still writes Spider-Man very awkwardly. It starts off with Spider-Man going to bat for the Prowler, who got into a misunderstanding. He goes to find what's going on and talks to him. The art's really good. I like the art for this issue, actually. It doesn't look like it's made from a computer. He works with the Prowler. They're going to go find out because the orphanage or whatever it was got burnt down. Prowler's investigating crowdfunding, which makes me think all of a sudden that this is a dig on like Comicsgate and stuff, because he's going after crowdfunding, which is exactly what Tom Taylor does. I mean, he led a charge on Twitter trying to denounce it and stuff, because customers are pieces of garbage in the mind of Tom Taylor. So the whole premise here is that they're going after crowdfunding. You see here they're online, come up with these things and getting money. So my question here, and where I'm wondering, is if this is going to be a bag on using Indiegogos and stuff, and if they're going to lean towards a CG-inspired storyline using the narrative that they like to push. Because I could see Tom Taylor doing that. He's very disingenuous. He's obsessed with American politics. He lives over in Australia, too, which doesn't make any sense. That's what makes it even more confusing. But other than this weird super grandma that's in the book all the time, he brought her back. She's like 90 years old and running around like a superhero. It should be too worried about her back than doing this. Can't even drive right, but she's running around like a superhero. That's just Tom Taylor stuff. All in all, though, the issue wasn't that bad. We'll see, though, because I think Tom Taylor's going to go full Tom Taylor. And I'm just waiting for it to happen. I really am. This issue, though, wasn't that bad. Some good interaction between him and the Prowler. Nothing really happens in it, though. You could easily skip it. This hasn't been a very good run so far. It's been kind of boring. Tom Taylor really is not good at writing Spider-Man. He's not that good at it. This was a subpar issue. Amazing has been amazing. This series has been kind of boring. It's dull. You don't really need to read it to follow along with Amazing Spider-Man, which is always good. You can just read that. You don't need to read this. There hasn't been any tie-ins. This has just been boring. It's really kind of dabbled on the edge of becoming a hug box book with Spider-Man going around and hanging out with homeless people and stuff. It's just not a very good book. It's been very dull. And I've read all 8 issues now. The sales on it have been dipping. It's not good. It doesn't read like a Spider-Man book. You want to read a Spider-Man book? You want to read a Spider-Man book that feels like a Spider-Man book? Go read Symbiote Spider-Man. That's really good. You got Peter David on it, old school comic writer. You got Greg Land, old school artist. That's a solid Spider-Man book. Feels like a Spider-Man book. Nick Spencer's book feels like a Spider-Man book. But I mean, I would give Symbiote Spider-Man the edge, though, just because there's a seasoned team on it. But anyway, that's all I got for this. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking about this run if you're reading it. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Check out the links in the description, particularly to my Twitch, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.